This is the Stellar Cyber Open XDR Security Operations Platform. The goal of OpenXDR is to gather data telemetry from as many sources as possible. This is our data ingestion pipeline. Notice the data sources: network, endpoint, cloud apps, cloud, vulnerability, identity, all being normalized and enriched with geolocation and threat intel. Next, the logs and events that we ingest go through a machine learning, deep learning, and analytics engine to transform them into detections or alerts. Each alert then has objects which are extracted and sent to the next layer of machine learning, which is called GraphML. Those alerts are then correlated into actionable cases near real time. Let's take a look at a case within Stellar, a case that was generated by activity on an ESET endpoint. Stellar named this case Insider Threat. Once we're in the case, we can see the who, what, when, and where of that activity, along with the alerts that appear on the kill chain. We can also easily see the disparate data sources, such as our modular network sensor, our ESET Protect endpoint, and our Windows agent. Next, we'll see what GenAI has to tell us about this activity. Let's focus in. First, we have the attack stages summarized for us automatically. Next, we clearly see what compromised systems were involved, including the potential target system, then the compromised users, suspicious processes, and indicators of compromise, such as legitimate tools for malicious purposes. We see remediation actions enumerated for us. Investigate the compromised user account, especially the privilege accounts, isolate and analyze affected devices, and identify the specific actions performed by the suspicious process. Next, let's move on to the Analysis tab. Here we see a graphical representation of the attack and activity, along with all the extracted objects from the associated alerts. In Stellar terminology, these are called observables, and each of these objects or observables can be examined for more detail. We can look at external hosts, internal assets, all the processes involved, which are quite a few in this instance. Additionally, we have URLs that were extracted and user accounts. Graphically, it's easy to see who was the victim of this attack, who was the initial vector. It is this center pivot point, this focal point, the machine called Hyperion. Now we can look at a timeline view of all the security alerts that were collected as part of this case. The uncommon process anomaly was the first one. It's a low-level security alert involving security-health-host.exe on a Windows server. This is not a malicious process, but a signal that something unusual was taking place. Following which, the ESET Protect sent us an alert that a user was removed from the admin group. This was then correlated with what we received from the network sensor, an internal protocol account login failure anomaly. We see the tactic and technique of the alert. We see a human readable paragraph, that this was correlated from network traffic. We also see that this was SMB traffic or SMB account failures. We can see more details of the alert where every key value pair is exposed. We can filter on them quickly, and we can take action right from here, such as block an IP or isolate the associated machine. Let us continue with our examination of this case, this collection of alerts. As we scroll down, we'll see that all the events are correlated together: the Windows events, the network sensor events, and the ESET events. This one's particularly interesting: suspicious or malicious beaconing. We see beaconing or reaching out from west coast of the US to Central Europe, all for advanced IP scanner. That's very, very unusual. This was actually used by the attacker for lateral movement, for discovery. We can see more details of this event. We can also look at the raw machine event, and we can take action. Again, right from here, without leaving the console, we can inject the IP address on a block list on a firewall. We can select the duration as forever or for a limited time. Furthermore, we can isolate the machine or run any other action right from the console. So what's next with Stellar Cyber? It's the human-augmented autonomous SOC. Human augmentation, where AI will be used to help in every stage of the investigative process. Behavioral detection, correlation, auto triage, where cases will automatically be determined as false positive or true positive before an analyst even sets eyes on the case. And finally, AI investigator, where human language can be used to perform threat hunting and other tasks within the platform. We hope you've enjoyed your journey with us as we've explored a real-world attack using ESET and the Stellar Cyber Security Operations Platform.